Online CSGO, overrated or underrated?
I think online CS is underrated. Because there's so many pros right now who just treat online CS as like, it's fine, LAN will be back soon. And I don't think if they're flicked on the fucking news, but LAN CS will not be back soon. So you have to treat online CS how you treat LAN CS. You have to treat it as every game is your last game. So I would say it's underrated from the players. Like people like frown on it, like, yeah, I don't need to play good online. Listen, mate, if you don't play good online, you're gonna get fucking kicked because all you have is online. So let's just say that online CS is underrated by players. And by fans, it's overrated because they think it means everything, but it doesn't. But by players, it's underrated because they don't value it how it should be in this climate.
FNATIC, overrated or underrated?
I'd say FNATIC are rated fairly in all aspects of the org. They have good teams in all games. The only thing that I heard isn't that good is their apparel. I heard they lost a lot of money on that, so I guess that's a bit overrated because apparently it costed, like, they make their own apparel or something like that and they lost money. But I would say in games they have very solid teams in every game, especially in CS. Yeah, I'd say they're fairly rated. Maybe even a little bit underrated. They've done a lot for CS, man. Like a lot. They carried this fucking franchise for like 2 years. Yeah, I'd say a little bit underrated because. And they're still around now is kind of crazy with like the core players. Actually, fuck it, they're definitely underrated. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really the best friends with all those guys, but I appreciate them a lot because they've been on top for a long time. So yeah,
UKCS, overrated or underrated?
I would say UKCS is like underrated. Not actually, that's a fucking lie. It's definitely fairly rated because no one thinks anything of it. That's fair, but I think it has some individuals who are underrated. And they're coming to light now, like Messi, great fucking player. I was the first person to say 4 years ago that Messi will be the only player who will do or achieve what I achieved or more, because I just saw potential in him, and I even nearly bought him a PC because he had some issue where he was borrowing a PC from a team, and when he left the team, they took the PC back and said, "Yeah, we don't want you to play because you're not with us anymore." And he couldn't play for like 1.5 years, and I nearly gave him a PC. I didn't, so I can't take claim to fame for that. But I had him in my prayers, let's put it like that. And I always looked out for him. I think Thomas is a fucking amazing talent as well. I've always doubted Thomas, and I always thought he wasn't that good, but every single time he just proves me wrong, and he just performs in big games. We have Surreal, all the endpoint guys. We have like probably like 10 decent players who could play at like a top 15, 20 level, which isn't that bad, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I would say some players underrated, but the overall scene is fairly rated because everyone thinks it's shit and it's pretty shit.
Big, overrated or underrated?
Do I think big or overrated or underrated? So the troll in me wants to say that they're overrated, but they're definitely not. Like, in the online climate, I think when they're going to a game, they should be favorites because they can beat any team. Yeah, it's kind of how it is, really. I think they're just fairly rated. They were #1 in the world for a reason. They won three events back to back, I believe. Yeah, fairly rated. But the troll in me wants to say that they're overrated, but they're not. They're fairly rated.
The AWP, overrated or underrated?
Okay, so for me, the AWP, I mean, I play it, and I always make jokes that whenever there's a CS update and no one's seen it, I say, dude, I can't believe that they removed the AWP. But I really don't think it's that OP. Like, okay, it's definitely a little OP. But it's one of those things where, I mean, how do you make it not OP? Do you make it only 1 bullet and you have to reload? Because even if it's 3 bullets, people will still say it's OP. But I feel like if you know how to play against an AWP, then they're not that OP. Like, they're still pretty broken because you can absolutely mess up in a scenario. You can play it absolutely wrong and just quickscope a guy and kill him. Yeah, I would just say it's a little bit OP. But not as much as like all these fucking noobs say who play Mirage and don't even do smoke stairs, jungle CT, and run out and get AWPs and say, dude, this gun's so broken. Like, of course it's fucking broken. You haven't flashed that angle. So yeah, I would say just a little bit overrated, tiny bit.
Tabson, overrated or underrated?
I would say Tabson is underrated. I mean, this is gonna be another meme like Azza and Simple when he just keeps on fucking noshing him off. But yeah, I would say Tabson's underrated. Until you've played with him, guys, and you've seen how his brain works, you will never, like, it's hard to comprehend. So yeah. But again, Yarosh, don't think that I'm sat here being nice to you because I like you. I don't like you. Yarosh is Tabson, if you're watching this. you're just good at the game. Okay, just keep it like that.
6/7 man rosters in CSGO. Overrated or underrated?
I think 6/7 man rosters. I think 6-man rosters are underrated, but 7-man rosters overrated. The whole thing with Astralis is a bit funky because they've kind of took a player out of his prime in Bubsky. Like he was literally playing the best CS of his life, and they've just got him on the bench. Kind of fucked up, but it's not for me to comment. They're one of the best, well, the best team in the world, or one of the best, so they know what they're doing better than me. But with 6-man rosters, I would say they're definitely underrated. I would have appreciated one back when I played in Big. If we had a 6th player to just step in for like even one event, would have been amazing. Yeah, I would say underrated.
Valorant. Overrated or underrated?
I would say it's fairly rated. I feel like there's enough people that shit on it and enough people that hype it that it's kind of like a yin yang and it kind of meshes and fits. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think it's definitely not a terrible game, but it's definitely not as good as the people who have switched and are like, dude, this game's gonna be bigger than CS. No, it's not. Listen, it's not. Like, I don't care if Riot's behind it. No, it's not. There's only so many League of Legends people that can switch and realize that they're absolutely terrible at FPS games and then go back to League. Like, yeah, it's just not gonna be CS. But I would say it's fairly rated. Because, yeah, as I said, there's enough people that say it's the best game, and there's so many people that shit on it as well. It's like a good balance. So yeah, I'd say it's fairly rated.
The DEAGLE. Overrated or underrated?
I'd say the DEAGLE's fairly rated. It's for people to say it's overrated it's kind of hard to say because they just watch other people be good with it while they suck with it. Like they'll shoot 6 bullets and hit a guy for 55 and 1 and say, dude, this gun's so bad. But then watch a highlight and be like, yeah, this gun's broken. He just one-shot 4 guys. No, he's just skilled and can one-shot 4 guys. I can say it's a bit bullshit that you can double dick shot someone and they die. Because in CS, if people don't know this, the most damage done is to the head. Then the next is to the dick area, like it actually is. And then like the lower chest, like this area all does the same. And then it's less on the shoulders and the top chest and then the legs and stuff. And if you shoot someone twice in like the gut or the penis, that's why we always say double dick shot. They can die. Maybe that should be changed, but I quite like it because it adds, like, you kind of have to punish the DEAGLE if you peek it. But yeah, I would say it's a little, would that be over or underrated? I guess over, huh? A little underrated. No, it's fairly rated.
CIS. Overrated or underrated?
Again, I would think the CAS region is definitely fairly rated. Actually, a little bit underrated because they have like players from FaZe and stuff who can bang with like the best teams in the world, and they've proven it as well. And they have VP and stuff like that. So I would definitely say they're a little bit underrated, the CIS region.
Are you overrated or underrated?
I've already answered this question. Honestly, if there's any orgs looking to sign me, then I'm definitely fucking underrated because I can bring a lot to an org. You know, great social media presence, great guy. I think I make the rest of my players on my team a bit better. I think I can perform myself, but if it's just a fucking random Reddit troll, then I'm definitely overrated. The thing is with me, like I would say, if you look through comments and stuff, and I mean I haven't for a while, but it used to be a case of for every one person that said I was overrated, one person would say I was underrated. So I guess in a way that makes me fairly rated, or like some people think I'm good, some people think I'm bad. So I would say fairly rated. But honestly, if I'm in a good routine and I'm playing with players that believe in me, then I would say I'm underrated because I can fucking bang with the best. Let's put it like that. Okay, guys, there you have it. You saw the honest answers on the overrated, underrated challenge. If you'd like to see myself back or any other pros, again, leave in the comments. The Rivalry guys always check it. Don't forget to tick the little bell, post notifications, leave a comment, subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. Again, in the comments, try not to be too toxic because, you know, we have feelings and stuff. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a lovely day, and remember, stay safe, wear your mask, and yeah.